This is the fourth straight year I've asked you this, but how do you kind of deal with Christina Igwe? Do you let other people, just make sure other people don't beat, or do you focus your defense on her?
Well, I think you have to focus your defense on her, and the others. But, when you look at how you got to attack them, she's the #1 priority and maybe #2 and #3. She's that good and playing really well right now. I'm looking at 18 rebounds a game in the league. That's more than Ruthy and Satu combined on our side. So we've got a tall task, and but we'll be ready.
Does Ruthy's history of stepping up in these games, like the Mississippi State earlier this year, kind of give you confidence that you can at least contain her a little bit?
It does, yeah. Ruthy has got to have a great game against her, and like you said, she did a great job in McAllen when Mississippi State was in town. But it's not just one player. I think she's so good that you got to help. You've got to disguise your defenses, maybe double team from time to time. You just got to defend her in a variety of different ways. But I think this is a great challenge for Ruthy. I think whoever wins that battle out of those two, probably wins the game. But Ruthy's got a lot of other weapons around her, and we'll be there to help and support her.
Is there a little bit more importance on this particular trip, knowing that this is the only time you're going to be seeing Stanford over the course of this year at Cal as well?
Well, yes and no. I mean, I don't really look at it in those terms. I look at the fact this is the next game. This is the next team up, and it counts no more or no less than any of the other games. I know it sounds like a cliche, but it really is the truth. And we're not looking ahead to the second game in this trip. It's all about Cal. So, yeah, it's they're good, and they're especially good at home. So this, like I said, will be a big test.
Was it a bit of a wake-up call? Is a bit of an extreme term, I would say, but a bit of a eye-opener seeing Cal take care of Stanford at Haas in that first game?
Well, it's a rivalry game. Nothing ever surprises me in a rivalry, and Cal is talented. I mean, you look at that roster. They have McDonald's All-Americans up and down the roster, tons of athleticism. They have one of the best players to ever play in the conference in Christina Igwe, and then they have a four-year starting point guard in Asia Thomas. So this is an experienced group, and they've had a lot of success. So, no, that doesn't surprise me at all. They're certainly capable of beating anybody on any given night, and gave a real scare to UConn right before Christmas. So, yeah, this is a good team.
Players aside, what's the challenge in trying to game plan and coach against Tara?
Well, Tara's, obviously one of the best coaches in our game, and has been for a long time. And but I haven't even turned any attention to Stanford. I truly haven't, because that game doesn't mean anything right now. The only game that matters is our Cal game. But obviously it's always, as a coach, you want to compete against the best, and Coach Vanderveer's the best.
It's like you guys are going pretty good, and you could probably seem carefree. But what worries you about your team right now?
Well, I thought we had a great weekend. I really did. I look at the Pac-12 stats, and we're first in the conference in scoring defense, which doesn't happen very often, or hasn't in the past. And so I think we're defending pretty well. I think offensively, we're playing really, really well. I think just letdowns from time to time. We go through little dry spells, and we can't do that against these good opponents that we're going to be playing not only this weekend, but in the future. I think we have something like the 5th toughest schedule in the nation left. So we've got to be at our best, and that's what it's going to take this weekend.
So far as the conference shook out the way you kind of thought it might halfway through the Pac-12 season?
Yeah. I thought right from the beginning, I thought that Oregon State and ourselves and Stanford might be, among the better teams, and that's proven to be the case after 10 games. With the unbalanced schedule, though, you can't really kind of compare, because, I don't know who's got whom left. I know one of the schools, they haven't played any of the LAs yet, so it's kind of odd that way. But Cal was one of those teams I thought would be in the mix, and they're fighting for NCAA tournament, which, they're certainly an NCAA team. So, yeah, I think. Well, we're 10-0. That's all I really care about. Ultimately, I think we're playing pretty well, and we've earned that.
What kind of role has Audie left in the program over her 4 years?
Audie, I tweeted it out today, ironically. I think she's been a great teammate, fearless. She's a leader. She's not just a leader on our team, she's one of our student athlete leaders as well here at the university. I think very liked player, hard worker, humble, and you know, she has had to take kind of a lesser role in terms of scoring and even time on the floor. But she does it for the betterment of the team, and this time of year, it seems like February and March are when Audie really steps up and plays well, and she has so far. Look at her 2 games here so far in February. She's been great. She's helped us win in the NCAA tournament. She's helped us win in the Pac-12 tournament. So it's great to be able to rely on a senior like her. So, you know, Audie Gildans don't come around too often. I'd take about 15 of them on every team.